Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about the maths behind cylinders and spheres. Specifically how we can calculate their volume and their total surface area. Now if you're not sure what a cylinder is, you can look to the shape on the left. This shape is a cylinder, so it's made up of a circular prism. Remember that a prism is a 3D shape that has the same cross-sectional cutout the whole way through. In this case, it will be a circle, no matter where you cut that cylinder. On the right hand side, we can see a sphere. A sphere is a classic globe shape or the shape of a football or anything like that. I'm sure we've all seen them before. Now, we'll start by looking at a cylinder. So for a cylinder, if you look it up on the log tables, what you will see is two formulas. They're shown on page 10 with the other 3D shapes. So one of them is the formula for volume. Now this will probably make sense considering we've already studied prisms. We are told that for a prism, we want to multiply the area of the cross section times the height of the prism, or how far back it goes. So for a cylinder, we're going to multiply the area of the cross section, which is a circle, given by the formula pi r squared, times the height of the prism, which will just be the height of the prism shown here. The second formula that we're shown related to the cylinder is the curved surface area. Now this one is slightly more complex. To help us with our understanding of what they're talking about, we'll look at the net of a cylinder when it's broken out into 2D shapes. So if we break the cylinder into 2D shapes, we will see there's a circular surface at the top of the cylinder, which looks like this here on the actual thing. Another circular surface on the bottom, which we can see here through the cutout. And then the outside of the cylinder is actually made up of a rectangular area. This formula is talking about the curved surface area, so just the outside of the cylinder here. The formula for its area they give is 2 pi r times the height. If we think about this in the context of our diagram, we will see that the curved surface area is equal to the product of the height of this rectangle, which is the height of the cylinder, times by the width of this rectangle, which is actually going to be the circumference of the circle. The formula for which we know is 2 pi r. And we say that the width of this is equal to the circumference of the circle because this surface or this edge here should wrap exactly around that circle there. So when we talk about the curved surface area, really what we mean is just this outside curved section. Now there's also two flat surface areas. If you look back through your log tables, you will see that the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. So if you're ever asked to find the total surface area of a cylinder, you would get 2 pi r squared, which is your two circular areas, and add on the curved surface area of the outside bit, which is 2 pi r h, giving you the total surface area of these three surfaces combined. If we look at the formula given to us in the log tables for a sphere, we see two very similar quantities here. The total surface area, which is 4 times pi times the radius squared, and the volume of the sphere, which is 4 over 3 times pi times the radius cubed. So now we're going to look at solving a question relating to cylinders. So this question wants us to find the volume and total surface area of the cylinder shown below. They say to give our answer to correct to one decimal place. Before starting on this question, it's important to realize that we're actually being asked to do two things here, to find the volume and then the surface area. So it's important to just make a note of this before you get started, in case you figure out part A and then forget there's a part B to be solved here. They won't always be as kind as to label them separately in an exam. The step that we're going to use are going to be the same 4 steps that we've used to solve all of our other area and perimeter questions. So the first step is to identify the shape. Now they tell us here that it's a cylinder, so that makes step 1 pretty easy for us. The next thing we want to do is figure out what formula we're going to use. So for finding the volume, that should be pretty straightforward. If we look in the log tables, we see a formula that specifically gives the volume of a cylinder. So we'll write that out. The volume is pi r squared h. That's step 2 finished. Step 3 now, so we start to fill in the values that we do know, so later on we can solve it. So we don't know the volume yet, but we do know that pi is equal to 3.14 roughly. We are not leaving pi as it is because they've asked us to give our answer in decimal form, not in terms of pi. The radius is 3 and the height is 6. Step 4 now tells us to try and solve this out so that we can find the value of our unknown, or the volume. So we're going to follow BIDMAS to try and simplify this right hand side. BIDMAS says that first of all we should try and simplify the indices before we do any multiplication. So 3 squared will give us 9. BIDMAS now says that we should multiply. This gives us a final answer of 169.6 centimeters cubed. We take the unit from the units we're given in the question, and then we know that volume is always cubed. It's really important that we don't forget our unit at the end of any question on area, volume, perimeter, etc. Now I'll have a look at the second part of this question where we're asked to find the total surface area. We have to be careful here because we can be asked to find the total surface area or the curved surface area. If we look in the log tables, we're given this formula. The area is equal to 2 pi r h. Now this is the area of only the curved part, or what we call the curved surface area. So if we want to get the total surface area, we just have to be careful to add on the area of the 2 circles on the top and bottom, because this will give us the total area covered. So the total surface area is going to be equal to the curved outside portion. 2 pi r h is the formula for that. But then also the 2 circles. Now the area for a circle is also written in your log tables. It's pi r squared. So this is step 2 done now for our second part. We have figured out the formula that we're going to use. Step 3 now, like before, just tells us to fill in the formula. So we don't know the total surface area, but we do know that we're going to fill in pi as a decimal because we're not asked to give our answer in terms of pi. We're going to put in the radius as 3 and the height is 6. We're going to put in pi is 3.14 here, a decimal, and the radius here is 3 as well. In this case, BIDMAS again tells us to do the indices first. So we're going to simplify 3 squared and leave the rest of the line as it is. This shows us again that 3 squared is equal to 9. BIDMAS now tells us that multiplication comes next. So we're going to multiply this grouping of terms on the left hand side and this grouping of terms on the right hand side. Let's see what we get. So our left hand term simplifies to 113.04. Our right hand term simplifies to 56.52. When we add these two terms together, we get 169.56. This we might think is our final answer, but we just have to be careful. Whenever we get an answer in decimal form, we just have to check that it matches up with what we're asked in the question. So here it actually asks us for the answer to 1 decimal place. So that means we're going to have to round it up just a little bit, and that'll give us 169.6 centimeters squared as our answer. Again, it's really important that we get the units right. Generally, you'll lose out 1 mark if you do not get the correct units down. So that could be 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10. So we'll have a look at one more question now. This question gives us a sphere, and they say that the area of the sphere is 200 centimeters squared. They want us to find its radius to the nearest centimeter. So again, the first step here is always to identify the shape. In this case, it is a sphere. The second step is to identify what formula we might want to use. In this case, they're telling us straight away that area is 200 centimeters squared. So if we're given the area, we probably want to use the formula that has area in it to get somewhere. So we can look in our log tables, and it tells us that the formula for the area of a square is 4 pi r squared. Now we can move on to step 3, where we try and fill in what we know here. We know the area is 200. We know that 4 will stay the same. And we aren't asked for anything in terms of pi, so we can actually fill in the decimal version of pi is 3.14. And then the last thing which we don't know is the radius. So we'll leave that as it is. Step 4 now, we're going to try and simplify this and then solve for unknown variable r. So the first thing really we can simplify here is multiplying 4 times 3.14. This simplifies to 12.56. Again, the radius is an unknown, so we'll just leave that as it is. Now we want to try and solve for r. So what we're going to look at doing is getting rid of our 12.56. So this means dividing both sides by 12.56. If we divide the right hand side by 12.56, these two cancel. So we're just left with r squared on the right hand side. On the left hand side, when we divide 200 by 12.56, we get 15.92. Now this is a longer decimal, but because we started off with 2 decimal places, we'll just keep it to 2 decimal places for now. The last step we need to carry out to get r by itself is to cancel out the index, the power of r. So we're going to cancel out a square by getting the square root of this right hand side. That means we also have to get the square root of the left hand side. So the square root and the square cancel out on the right hand side, and we're just left with r. On the left hand side, the square root of 15.94 gives us 3.99. So we're left with a radius of 3.99. Now again, anytime we have an answer as a decimal, we just want to check it off the question to make sure we have it to the correct amount of decimal places. So we're asked to find it to the correct to the nearest centimeter. So if we round this to the nearest centimeter, we'll be left with 4 centimeters. Because the radius is just a distance, it doesn't have to be centimeters squared or centimeters cubed. So this is the question finished.